No, nothing. All right, how about now? And there we go. Doing a downstairs show today because it is super hot. It's even hot in the downstairs right now, and I mean that both figuratively and literally. No, no. We are doing a map called Furnace Bridge today. We took a brief look at it maybe a couple of months ago at this point. It's been a long time. Basically, this map is like the first of. Whoop, that's not working. The first of our volcanic area zone things. Originally, I had the lava river here kind of just going a lot smoother than I like it to. So I did a little bit of the cliff work that you usually see me do that I put together in my rivers. I figured it's just a river of lava, so we're going to do it that way. And I have, excuse me, these lines that I'm just kind of using as my guide for now, because there is going to be a bridge that goes up over this lava stream, and you can also see that I'm using clipping masks to kind of disguise where the bottom cliffs are. So we'll use the background layer or I guess it's the foreground layer, to clean that up a little bit. But first things first, we're going to do the mask stuff that we need to on these edges real quick. So prepare to edge. No. I just like hearing you go, no, no. You said worse stuff yesterday. No. Mm-hmm. The internet will hear this. You will be canceled. No. We'll need Luna. She's gonna do everything. Oh no. Kev just said he lost hours worth of something, and I don't know what it was. I know that he was working hard on website stuff today. Sorry, Kev. Get a little bit more precise in here. The one good thing about the computer upstairs is I've got the. I mean, I think technically this is touchscreen too, but I don't have a stylus or anything for this one, and I don't want to get my grubby fingers all over the place. Have you ever hand grub fingers? No. No. To be clean. And I'm guessing there's really no point in me having like semi-transparent cliffs in this case because it's guava. Guava don't make no sense. You're not gonna have, semi-transparent lava that you're going to be able to see the stuff underneath. Now we might have little pieces of landmass that we use to kind of spruce it up a little bit, but that's going to be, we'll use the mask tool for that. And the nice thing about doing that way is we have that new tool with the incarnate mask options, where if I don't like the placement of like a tiny little island, I can move it and then move whatever appropriate stamps along with it. Matt and I met after the last stream to kind of go over that and look at the kind of possibilities that you can do with that. He was doing another river map way back when, and it is fun that you're able to take like just huge selections of an area instead of having to recreate it. Makes life a lot easier. I'm very happy that they keep on doing, improvements to the system. It's too often that you see a service like this that just kind of peters off, but Incarnate does a really nice job. keeping up with requests and things like that. How far are we with stuff? We're getting there. So obviously this is a pretty big component of what we're working towards, but we also need to figure out the rest of what we're going to put together, because the river is one component of this, but we know that we need to build it out and do some other stuff for sure. We got a little bit of green here from the grass. I didn't fully clean this up. We gotta definitely work on that. A little bit over here that I can clean up, I think. There we go. We gotta get all this done a second time with the bottom layer. But we're at 51 changes, so let's do real quick. We'll do a save. And while that's going, let's go to our Quantum Quest.
Now that our Twitch channel has reached affiliate status, we can start to do some really cool things. One of them is inviting you to play our tabletop dungeon diving game, Quantum Quest. Using our channel points, called Quest Coins, you can queue up for one of our forthcoming Tabletop Thursday games. In addition, as we amass more followers, we'll continue to add new ways for you to use your Quest Coins. Join us and see if you can escape the living dungeon.
Alright, should be back. I found a little bit more to clean up, so we're doing a little bit of that. Oh my god, I can hear myself. It's the worst thing ever. About yourself or me? Yes. I knew where you were going before you got there. I know all about your life. I am your life. Yaw. That's kind of conceited. Oh, it's not supposed to be an ad. It's supposed to be a subtract. So, get a little bit more of this lava in this area over here. Technically, they have the fill tool, but I don't know how well it would work. I don't think that it's affected by the stamps. It's just affected by where you have the outline of the mask. So I don't think that it would come in handy here. Still cool, but I wouldn't use it quite now or anything like that. A little bit more cleanup. So I think on the bottom side of this river, we're going to have kind of like slightly mountainous terrain. We'll build up with more cliffs and stuff like that, and then I want to have like a volcanic fissure or something like that, so that we can have like lava kind of pouring down the side. Not a full volcano or anything like that, but something for lava to kind of come out from. A mini caldera, if you will. It's the one other bad thing about working down here is the slow response from the remote computer. But it's okay. It's a happy little accident. Barrows? Down a little bit. Oop, let's see a little bit up there that needed to be cleared out. Brienne is also doing some art. She's just doing it in Fallout.
It's like The Sims.
Except if you got all that The Sims had to offer, it would cost you your life. They're so expensive.
Yeah. I never got the one with the horse.
With the house? Remember that one that I got you on Steam once upon a time that you played for like
It's like
8 months? Something like that. You could breed horses, and that was the only thing that mattered to you.
I like it. Okay.
You was a horse girl when I met you. I know.
Still a horse girl, just lazy.
Lazy horse girl.
A horse watcher.
I lost my voice. I'm a horse girl. No, not at all. Not the slightest bit. Norp. Is that like that Eddie Murphy film? Norbit. Is that it? Is there a little bit more? Nope, that should be it. All right, so now I'm going back to add. This is the boring stuff. Filling in mask stuff. Good times to be had by all. You gotta get through the boring stuff to get to the exciting stuff. If you don't get the basic stuff done, everybody sees the garbage before they see the neat stuff that you did. At the end of the day, it's nice to have another zone that you'll have figured out. So if we do, the second map in the volcanic area, we don't have to do it from scratch. A lot of the stamps, a lot of the brush strokes that we need and everything like that. I think the next map after this is technically officially the Stealing Ceremony one, and if it's not, we're going back to the mountain. We're doing the 5th map in that zone. I guess it wouldn't be Stealing Ceremony's Ring because that was a new map as well, and this one is our new map, so we'd have to go bounce back to something else first. So I think it probably is the mountain map. And to the other side. So I used the line originally for these cliffs, but I think what we're going to do is manually put them together the same way that we're using the cliffs here. I like the lines in a lot of cases. They're really good for like fences and like interiors and things like that, but I feel like the cliffs that came with like the vanilla set, they're just a lot nicer. I feel like I get a nice flow out of things doing it that way. So we're going to keep on doing it like that. Good. And this last little chunk over here, I think. Oh, no. Big ugly over there. What do you call me? Okay, clean up there. Here. Alright, we're almost done. No scratch. I think we're good. All right, let's do another save, and while it's saving, we will head over to our sponsors. We have 3 of them today, so it's a pretty big one. Boop.
And now, a word from our sponsors. A spectacular whirlwind adventure that mystifies as much as it enthralls readers, Raymond Dwayne's Quinine is the sort of epic fantasy that most people would have a hard time dreaming of. Yet, the author has done much with this universe, establishing foundational pieces of rich lore, religious history and prophecy, and wrapping it all together in a package that makes it feel like some of the best pulp fantasy of yesteryear. Indeed, there is a way that Quinine is presented that makes it feel as though this hero has been around for decades. Despite the classic feel, though, it is also wild in its imagination, with blended species bringing a sense of alien majesty to the world, which just so happens to be the massive hand of the goddess. If you'd like to learn more, head over to the Tellest website, where you'll be able to find our promotion for Quinine by Raymond Dwayne. Take elements of a treasure-hunting road trip, foreboding dark magic, and swashbuckling adventures on the high seas, and you've got a recipe for David Smith's debut historical fantasy, Raise the Flag. With prose that will immerse readers and an alternate history of pirate escapades ripe for exploring, this book is captivating throughout. A great cast of characters and enjoyable settings round out the components necessary to make this an addicting read. And though it's presented as a standalone adventure, there are enough ways forward to create a sprawling world of additional pirate tales. If that has piqued your interest, don't wait. Check out our promotion for David Smith's entertaining story, Raise the Flag, on Tellest today. Author Kane Soki delivers a stunning and swift dark fantasy with his debut, Gore. The titular hero is, at once, in a world that is overwhelmed by evil, but also the only one who could possibly stand against the demonic onslaught. Soki isn't afraid to really throw everything he's got at his hero, and the book has more than enough blood and grit to show for it. But there's a method to the author's madness. Dark and dreary as they may be, the scenes are written beautifully. As rough as the world is, the dialogue is chosen with care and delivered as witty and fun repartee. It's a quick read, perfect for unwinding over the weekend. If you've been looking for a dark fantasy with tons of spectacle that feels like a fun treat, don't wait. Check out our promo for Gore by Kane Soki on the Tellest website.
Alrighty, we should be back. Weirdly enough, the audio was outpacing me because we're running on like a delay back to the remote computer. So like I was seeing the recording go by slower than I was hearing it. So a little bit strange, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. All right, let's clean up some of the background layer, I think. Or is it the foreground? I think it's the foreground. A lot of this green. I don't need the green. That's nice. Do that around here. Let's do maybe like a 69, dude. Something there. Nice bit of texture in that area. Do another pass real quick. Help us get rid of some of that green. Do some of it back here as well. Definitely have to do it up here maybe a couple times. And we're going to end up doing some cracks in a minute too. At least for now, this is a good start. Okay, let's do some more cliffs over there crossing the river. Not the cliffs that we have there, we'll do a different one. Like these ones from the core, and then we just gotta make sure that the color pattern is right. I think probably when we were starting with this, that was something that we were missing, because I don't think that you can adjust the color. No, you can. Works. So let's try and see if we can find something a little bit more blue, perhaps. And then we're going to mess with the saturation anyway. What we're going to do is bring it right around there, so that we can keep on testing it and see what we get. Hey, Rihanna. Pass a glance at the thing. Do you like a lighter color for the cliffs that are going to be along the side of this little land bridge, or do you like a darker color?
Darker.
And then more contrast or less contrast?
More.
All right, so we'll do maybe something like that. So let's scooch the line one out of here, and we'll start to put this in place above. We're going to have to do a little bit more triage for the underneath of this, but this will be a good start. Okay, and then flipping it for the other side as well. Let's start that one up there. This bridge a little bit uneven. Guys over here. Alright, so we got the first component kind of done. We do know that we need to clean that up a little bit. Let's get our clipping masks, put that into place a little bit. We know that, you know what it is, the line was, let's try something out real quick. I think that as long as the stamps here are up a layer, we should be okay. It's 3. Make sure the grid is above the bridge, so we got that, and then let's go find that clipping mask. You can see now it'll get rid of the pieces there that we might not need. We're losing the shadow a little bit, but I don't think that we actually need it. Let's move the clipping mask over here so that I can grab it when I need to. Same thing over here. And we know that this one down here can come down to 1. That one up there is already on 1. Alright, so we should be able to, again, scooch those things down as we need to. And I don't want shadows for those because they're actually higher up than everything else. So let's come over here, turn the shadow off. Do the same thing over here. And you got all that fire, you're not going to get too much shadow coming down. You'd have it going up if there was something for it to cast down on, so you're not going to get that here. So that's a nice clean bit there. And we should be able to bump this up to 2. Scooch the size of that a little bit. Keep on going until... Alright, so that's a good start. Let's get rid of this guy over here because I don't need that anymore. Alright. Good start there. Let's do another save. Alrighty. So I think what we'll do next is I'll outline with the path tool to show where the cliffs are going to be. So we're going to have a lot of terrain that comes up here and just kind of butts up against this quote-unquote road. And we'll probably go up a couple of layers. So over here on the other side, maybe not as much. Maybe we'll have some craggy hills or something like that. But over here, we're definitely going to have cliffs like these that go up. The road probably needs to come down as far as how bright it is and everything. But we'll worry about that on tomorrow's stream or something like that. Let's close that up and see. I think we're going to end up going to hell. Because I don't think there's a volcanic set. It's just hell. So let's see what they have. Got spikes, pedestals, and lava bridges. I don't think that this would have done what we wanted to. Yeah, I think we're going to make this look a little bit nicer than the lava bridge. The lava bridge would have worked in like an infernal domain or something like that, but for the purposes of what we're doing, I don't think that it was going to do the thing that we wanted. So I'm not seeing anything that I really like here. It is cool that we could do like a lava waterfall or something later. Let's take a step away from the fantasy stuff and see if in sci-fi if there's anything that we could use. I feel like we might be able to use this to some extent. It's kind of like a little mini volcano. Maybe something like that. We're just doing some testing here. Let's try and see what we can do with the color. It's going to be rough because, yeah, you end up losing some of that. That is cool, like, when we are going to do sci-fi, you could do a volcano that's not necessarily lava. You could do something a little different. Now, the issue is you've got whatever this landmass is, and if you desaturate, you're desaturating the lava itself as well. So it is a little tough. Yeah. I think maybe a desaturation goes far enough with it. Then again, I don't know if you even need to really do that. You could slowly start to change the color of the cliffs to kind of, as you're going up, portray that a little better. Let's try something else real quick. So we've got that lava looking stuff over here. Let's go back to the fantasy stuff. Go back to the hell stuff. And the problem has always been, like, we don't super like the red lava that we have. Kind of looks a little silly. It is closer to the way that looks, but I feel like not enough. So we do have like different color things over here. Do like almost like a texture layer. I don't really need to do that over here anyway. And let's go clean up underneath the bridge real quick. And there's a little bit there that I need to clean up too. Alright, there's that. Let's do, if we can, a little bit of work on this path. So let's go back to, I think this is the gray that is, I'll put it on the foreground. Yeah, so that is that gray, and we want to go darker instead of lighter. So let's bump that up some, and we'll take as many passes as we need to clean this up and make it look nicer. I don't think we want that road to look super obvious. That's a decent enough. Let's see. So we've got right there. Let's try and do a couple passes on top of the bridge and see how that looks, if it adds like a nice bit of texture. Let's do, I don't know if you can do, there we go. So we've got the desert rocks there, we've got the cracked ground. I think this cross hatching is what we've been using. I'll tell you what, let's, for testing purposes, let's turn the brush opacity all the way up. Change the, you know what, I actually think that kind of looks nice, but maybe not at that opacity. And we might be able to use that a little bit everywhere too. Let's do 0.5. Helps to kind of break up the patterning that you see. It's the one thing about like using the same brush throughout the map. Like you can definitely see where it starts to repeat. And let's do a couple on this layer, even though we're going to see it get bumped up anyway. Back into our alpha, and we might do some cracked ground. We don't need to do any of the leafy things, no bones, melting tiles. We don't need cracks of lava. Might be fun. Change that down to 30. Go one more and we'll see how it looks. I kind of feel like it looks like, you know, lava raining down into the area below. And I think what we'll end up doing too is, let's do, we're going to go to the background layer as well. We gotta be a little bit more careful with it because we don't want to change the layout of the lava itself down below, but there is clipping masks on these bits of terrain, so we should see them kind of coming through as well. And we'll just use it on this side. We won't use it on the other side because it doesn't make a lot of sense, because there's not going to be... I mean, if we change our mind and make, you know, like higher cliffs where like a caldera like this could be, we could do that there. I do like the HSBC stuff for the advanced color settings, but it does lead to some challenges, because if I don't want to change the color of the lava and I just want to change this piece, that does make things a little tough. It is what it is. Let's do... I don't think it will end up desaturating anything. I'll definitely have to play with a couple of things to see how it all looks, but it's okay for now. Let's do something like... something like that, and then when we do build up the cliffs a little bit, we'll be able to kind of tweak those a little bit, make them look better than they look now. Let's go back to our brush layer, and still looking at alpha stuff. We got dust, stone cracks. How do the stone cracks here look? Oop, it would help if the texture scale was 30. It's our happy space. I feel like you're barely seeing those. Oh, because the texture scale went up to 500, not to 30. Don't know why I went to 500. There we go, and let's change this. And let's go back to our tried and true. Let's do this one. A couple more of these in place too. Make this bridge really look precarious. That's a good start for this map. So what we'll do is we'll call it for the night. Let's go over to some of our other stuff.
Ooh, the man wants some jockey milk.
The man do want some jockey milk. Woo! All right, so folks, you should see on the screen now all the... can you hear me? We're testing, making sure that... I need to make sure that the Yeti turns off. There we go. All right, you can hear me? Yep, you should be able to hear me, okay. So folks, on the screen right now, you should see all the places that you can find Tellest out there on the internet. Tellest, save. I'm going to save. Don't you worry, sir. Tellest.com is a great first place to start because it'll lead you to a lot of the other projects that we have. If you want to get digital versions of maps like these, you can go to patreon.com/Tellest. We usually do map things on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then we do art posts on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you want to get physical versions of the maps, we sell them on the Etsy store, Tellest.etsy.com. We have 63 of the maps up now. I just got 25 maps ahead of Lehigh Valley Comic Con. So we're hoping that they do really well, and we can continue to really kind of emphasize this work that we're doing, because it's a lot of fun for us, and we've seen a lot of good input so far. You can also go to tiktok.com/@weirdwitchwands to find Rayanna's one-of-a-kind handcrafted magic wands. We also have another popular TikTok channel, tiktok.com/@talesofTellest. Luna's biggest video is 6.2 million, but she's got a 10,000 view video up now of her making a morning blanket burrito out of herself. And then the last two places that we'll bring your attention to are youtube.com/@worldoftellest, where you can find these videos well after they're knocked off of the Twitch platform, after however long they keep them for. And I did a really good job of having them scheduled out this week, so there should be quite a few of those for you to watch at this point. And then twitch.tv/thattellestguy is the only place that you can come live, yell at me to save my map, overhydrate me until I'm waterboarded, all that good stuff. But that's going to wrap us up for today. We'll be back tomorrow to do more work, and then we'll see how it goes from there. But I miss you.